Hi everyone, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on your time zone. My name is Godwin Pius Ohemo, and it feels really good to be on your screen today. Once again, welcome to my show where we get to discuss my PhD journey. And very recently, I've decided to not just talk about my own personal PhD journey, but also to invite people who just concluded their PhD or who just concluded their MSc program for them to share with us, how the journey was, what experiences they gathered, and what lessons they have learned and what advice they have for those who are actually contemplating doing a PhD. So today I have the incredible privilege of hosting a very remarkable individual. His name is Dr. Junaid Ahmed, and he just concluded his PhD from Texas Tech University, PhD in One Health Sciences, and he is my guest today. He's going to engage us in a very nice discussion. He's going to tell us who he is, where he come from, why he decided to do a PhD, and what lessons he learned and what advice he has for those who are about doing a PhD. So if you are just joining us and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please, it would be very nice if you do. Just hit the subscribe button below and then turn on the notification bell so that you can be informed whenever we have wonderful, friendly chit chat like this, so that you can also benefit from the conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my show and welcome Dr. Junaid Ahmed. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very happy, and congratulations to you for successfully concluding your PhD program at Texas Tech University. How do you feel about that?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me
Okay.
to your show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very interesting, exciting journey, and yeah, feeling much more. I have a mixed feeling, like very excited as well as new journey, new challenge.
Yeah. Now you've closed one chapter. Now
Yeah.
another chapter has opened up for you, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So before we get started, my audience would like to get to know you, who you are, and just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, and all of that.
Thank you very much. My name is Junaid Ahmed. I am originally from Bangladesh. And in academic side, I am a veterinarian by training.
Great.
I completed my DVM, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, and then later I joined the master's program in veterinary pathology.
Oh.
Yeah, and then after completing my master's, I worked as a veterinarian in a small animal clinic. Actually, I was a co-founder of a clinic.
Really?
Yeah. Then I decided to move USA for pursuing in PhD in One Health Sciences.
Amazing. So you co-founded a clinic,
Yeah.
a veterinary clinic, right?
Yeah. Basically, when I joined in master's program at the time, actually I prepared me and some of my friends. We are 5 people. We were planning before completing our DVM.
Yeah.
And particularly in my internship, where we traveled all around the country and outside of country, and then we planned, okay, we will establish a pet animal clinic, and this is the first pet animal clinic in my northeastern part of Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
And when I started my master's program at the time, at the same time we co-founded pet animal clinic, and so my dedicated time was on my research, but part-time I worked as a veterinarian in the clinic.
That's nice. That's nice. Good information. So Dr. Junaid actually co-founded a pet animal clinic, as he said, and he did that while he was doing his MSc degree program. Now I want to ask you the very big question.
Yeah.
Now, with all of this achievement that you have or that you had earlier, why did you decide to do a PhD? What was the motivation? What was the drive for you, moving from MSc, or during your MSc, you co-founded a pet animal clinic,
Yeah.
and now you decided to travel all the way from Bangladesh down to the United States to do a PhD. What was your drive?
Thank you. This is a very interesting question. Actually, when I would say in my veterinary training, most of our focus was on the clinical side, but we have 1 year internship. It is like mandatory internship program. So I got opportunity to work with different animals, different diagnostic centers. At the time, actually, I was more curious about research. So this is, I would say, this is my first hands-on experience with um, infectious disease research, these things. And at the time, actually, I got opportunity to work collaborative work with different professors and other health professionals.
Yeah.
So during that time, I engaged with research in multiple projects, and we published few papers. So I became more interested at the time. And second thing is, um, in our back in my undergraduate university, so people, especially the veterinarian, they are highly dedicated in One Health. So one of my project during my master's program, so I presented my research in One Health local conference in Bangladesh.
Okay.
So that made me more interested about like One Health,
One
because
Health.
One Health sciences. So when I first learned about this One Health program in Texas Tech,
Yeah.
this is something I was very interested in. I found a lot of faculties here, they are working on like food safety and infectious disease microbiology related work.
Yeah.
And here another thing I would mention, my master's in pathology, so the research was basically on infectious disease pathology. I mostly worked on bacterial sites like Salmonella, E. coli, and Pasteurella multocida, how infection alter different pathological changes. So when I worked with Salmonella, E. coli, and other foodborne pathogen, so that made me more interested, and I found okay, Texas Tech have my current PI. He has a very long career in Salmonella research. So I speak with my advisor, and I was very interested in his lab. And
Nice. Sound interesting. So from the work that you did in Bangladesh, to attending a One Health conference, and that actually brought about your interest in One Health, and you did your research and you found that Texas Tech University has a One Health PhD program, and you reached out to your PI, you discussed with him, he accepted, and here you are today. You are not just on board the program, but you were onboarded and you concluded your program successfully. All right. Now, apart from attending the One Health conference you talked about in Bangladesh, which actually ignited this passion of doing a PhD in One Health sciences, were there any other kind of motivation? Were there any other thing apart from academics, apart from research and all of that? Could it be that maybe you just wanted to be the first person in your family to getting a PhD, or there was a peculiar reason, maybe a problem you have identified in the society, and you really feel that you needed a PhD to be able to fill the gap and to address that problem? Are there stuff like that?
Yeah, there are some other motivation, of course, behind this. I am the first person, and still now the only person from my family who completed like PhD, and even I was the first person in my family. I completed my bachelor degree. So I grew up in a rural area, so education is somewhat it is not like all of the people are sending their kids to the and their children for like academically. People are not much cautious about these things. But one thing I would say, my family, they admire education, so they supported me whatever I wanted. And I feel I'm always passionate about research, because from the elementary and the high school and the college, I don't know, the system may be a little bit different, but we have many hands-on experiment these things. So I was very curious about this, and even at home I try to do some kind of physics and biology experiment
at home.
At home. I know there is some safety and precaution, these things, but I was curious about these things. But in my undergraduate, actually, I found most interesting things like our microbiology,
Yeah.
pathology lab. So this is something made me more interested. But when I discussed with my parents,
Yeah.
they always supported me. Okay, they always told me, okay, you can continue whatever you want. So this is the most important thing, I would say, the family support.
So you had the willingness, and
Yeah.
you had families who, you had a family, or you had parents and siblings and elderly ones who were very, very willing to support
Yeah.
that dream of yours, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So let's go straight to the point. As an international student in the United States, on your first time on arrival, when you arrived here, how was it like for you? What did you meet? What were your expectations? Were your expectations met, or were there some kind of challenges that you encountered the first time you arrived in the United States, and how did you catch up with that?
Yeah, of course, there are a lot of challenges when we first came here. One, the biggest thing is cultural difference.
Yeah.
Of course, there would be some cultural shock, we say. As I mentioned, I grew up in a rural area.
Yes.
It is not like very busy city.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the thing. Here, people are too busy with, and the thing is, another thing is like food habit, these things.
Yeah.
And of course, there are some communication gap.
Yeah.
So English is a second language for us. So
how did you actually? How did you adapt? How did you adjust to, particularly the cultural shock? Okay, and then probably the food and all of that, the weather itself, right?
Yeah.
I think it must have been a kind of a very big challenge for you, because I don't know when you came in, whether you came in during fall or it was during summer or during winter and all of that. How was it like? How did you adjust yourself to making sure that, man, however bad it is, even though I'm coming from a rural area, I'm in a new environment now, and I have to adjust, I have to adapt, I have to acclimatize and make sure that, I concentrate on my study. How did you manage that?
We came here in spring semester.
Okay.
It is very cold.
Very cold, yeah.
And before coming here, our expectation is that when we learn about Texas, the first impression comes in our mind is, okay, Texas is very hot and humid weather.
Yeah.
We did not expect that, okay, because we are all way to the north of the Texas, which is very different than other southern part like San Antonio, Houston, Austin. So here it was very shockingly very low temperature. So this was a bit challenging to acclimatize. And honestly, I got sick for maybe 2 weeks because when temperature like shift, very warm and humid temperature to the very dry and cold temperature.
Yeah.
So I was on bed rest for 2 weeks around.
I see.
First when I came here.
I see.
And the food related thing, fortunately we found different foods here that are quite similar that we had in our country. But I had to study like where is the source of this food and where is the groceries, these things.
Yeah.
And before coming here, actually, I tried to find some students from my country as well as my neighboring country. I communicated with them, and I took some suggestion what to do, what not to do, and so it helped actually.
Nice. So your first day of arrival, what was the experience like? Did you have, maybe your PI came to pick you up, or you had your fellow student, come to pick you up? How was the experience like landing in Amarillo, for instance, and all of that?
No, here different things. We first came here, me and my wife. She started her program before I started.
Okay.
So we came in Lubbock. Not in Amarillo.
Not in Amarillo, actually.
Amarillo, yeah.
I see.
So we as I mentioned that we communicated with other students. So one student picked us from airport.
Oh, great.
And then we later moved to Amarillo.
Based on welcoming, acceptance, integrating you into the One Health program, here in Amarillo or over there in Lubbock and all of that. How was it like for you? Was your expectations met? Was it exceeded, or was it, the welcoming was below your expectation? How was it like?
No, here I'm very happy with the environment we had in our Amarillo and in our school. So I don't know about like what is the environment in other schools, but here it is with my expectation, what I expected.
Yeah.
Very friendly, all of the faculties, students and staffs, very welcoming and cooperative in any kind of work.
Was it different from the kind of experience you had over there in your country? Because, for instance, where I come from, there used to be this kind of gap between faculty and student. Of course, we relate, but there's an extent to which you can go. For instance, getting to interact with, a professor, that's a lot. That's a lot. So how was it like, the change, the transition and everything for you?
Yeah, honestly, there is a huge gap. In my country, actually, there is a much more distance between faculties and students. I know I can relate similar thing, but here faculties are more welcoming.
More welcoming, yeah.
And all of the staffs and everything, even for any kind of paperwork or administrative things, everyone is very helpful, cooperative in any kind of activities.
And the students in the program themselves, they were also helpful to you too?
Yeah, of course. So when I first arrived here, from going home to school or for groceries or anywhere, whenever I asked for ride or anything, everyone is very helpful actually.
Very helpful and willing to. Great. Now you've talked about how good and how nice the faculty are, the students are very welcoming. Now, were there some challenge that you had, like when you first arrived or when you are trying to settle in? Were there some challenge you encountered? And maybe in terms of coursework, in terms of relating with your peers and doing other stuff, are there some challenges? Not just at the beginning now, but even throughout your PhD program. Are there some kind of challenges that you encountered, and how did you overcome these challenges?
So of course there are some challenges that are related to academic life as well as outside of the academic life. From academic side, one is, of course, I would say at the beginning stage we have some limitation in terms of communication as the language barrier. So it takes time actually, and I don't know anything, but I feel like I'm still learning. But over the time, when we speak more and more, and then it helped to like improve. And this is one thing, one challenge. You just need to communicate more and participate in different training, conference, workshop, these things. And another challenge is that research environment, which is quite different than what I experienced in my country. We have limited resource when I worked there, but nowadays there are much more improvement. We had limited resource, and there was not much like advanced equipment, these things, stuff. But here I got exposed to so many new things, so I had to learn. This is another challenges. But as I mentioned, my advisor, other faculties and staff, everyone is very much cooperative. So I learned a lot of things new from them. And also sometimes you have in PhD actually, so there are lot of things you have to do independently that maybe you are not experienced in your master's or undergraduate. You are much more dependent on other people. So here we had to troubleshoot a lot of things by ourselves. So
nobody was spoon feeding you.
Of course.
You did a lot of things yourself. You were able to innovate on your own, and of course you had a PI, but your PI wasn't there just to spoon feed you. And
exactly.
You did a lot of things yourself. Great. So how long was your PhD program? How many years did you spend in the program?
It is almost 4 years, slightly few months.
Almost 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So Within these 4 years of your PhD program, what was a normal day in your life like? Like when they break on Monday to Friday, what is it like for Junaid? Like, if I were to say, this is a day in the life of a PhD student called Junaid Ahmed, what is that day like?
Um, Honestly, PhD life, I feel like it is not. I cannot describe as like linear graph
Yeah.
for PhDs. It is very much unpredictable, and it has so many ups and downs. So the thing is, normal life, I cannot say, okay, this is my normal life. Sometimes it is depending on your experiment, workload, and everything. Sometimes you will have to work maybe from the no one is forcing you, but you have to work depending on your need. You can feel from your inside, okay, I need to finish this stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to start from the very early in the morning and then work till maybe 11, 12, because some experiments are very much
11, 12 in the night.
in the night, because some experiments are very much time bounding.
Yeah.
But this is not the normal.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Occasionally.
Yes.
But some days are much more relaxing. I mean, in terms of like work, physical work in the lab.
In the lab, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you are incubating your stuff or things like that. You just have to wait.
Yes, until
these things.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have so many data, you have to completely focus on your computer and spend whole day, maybe whole week, things like that.
Amazing. That's nice. So one other thing that I would like you to share with my audience is, okay, this is what your normal day looks like. It's unpredictable, as you said. Sometimes you have to spend more hours in the lab. Sometimes you have some days for you to do some normal routine and all of that. But oftentimes it is said that PhD students do not have a life. Like, it's all about, lab, coursework, home. Lab, coursework, and home. How did you manage the work-life balance? And I know so well that you were here with your family. Your wife was with you and all of that. How did you make sure that nothing was actually, taking a larger chunk of your time as compared to what you are supposed to do? You had enough time for your PhD, and you had enough time for yourself, for your family, and all of that. How did you manage the work-life balance?
Yeah, so as you said that some people complain, okay, we have no life, but it is much more dependent on many factors. How is the lab environment, and how is the PI, and how is the course organization? This lot of things factor. But normally, I would say there are many strategies we can follow to overcome this and make a good work-life balance. At the beginning, when I started, so we always learn from mistake. So when I started, I quickly jump into the experiment, these things. Then I realized, okay, when I suddenly start any experiment, it mess up everything, my routine and everything. So then I decided, okay, suppose if I want to start a new experiment from this Monday, what I usually do before coming maybe 1 or 2 days before starting experiment, I sit and imagine the whole experiment. How would be the experiment? Just imagination.
Yeah.
So this would be my typical first day. This is the second day of experiment. Then I scratch and I make a schedule, even like every time point. If I start this experiment on this particular time on Monday, then after how many hours I would get my result, and then how will I transfer my data? So before starting the experiment, I make an Excel sheet and label everything. So when I get the raw data, I quickly transfer it. So it saves my time. Because in our biology experiment, for example, for my bacteriological work, we have some all of the experiment, we have some sort of incubation time or running time in the experiment. So you will find some time in between. So this time, when you find some time in between two experiment or incubation time, you can work on your data, these things. So when is your like background study or everything is ready, then you can transfer your data and can work on this analysis in between this experiment. It saves time, so that after when you start any experiment from 8 and then you finish at 5, you don't have to wait for other few hours for data analysis and anything. So you can finish all of your stuff at 5 and you can come home and spend time with your family.
So invariably you are saying that as a PhD student, your life did not agree with the saying PhD students do not have a life, that you had a life and you had enough time for yourself and all of that, right?
Yeah, so you have to like strategize your experimental design and your planning accordingly. So sometimes I speak with lot of people, PhD student, my friends, I have so many friends here. So the thing is, every people have their own strategies of work and I think some student actually, they work very intensively in the whole working days, and in the weekend they become completely relaxed and spend time with their family, which is fine too. So sometimes if you feel that okay, you don't want to work at night or something like that, maybe you can spend a couple of hours on the weekend just to make a plan how would be your expected working day, so that you know that there will be not too much burden on the working day. So you will find some hours, at least few hours to spend with your family.
Nice. So do what works for you, right? Do what works for you. You got to talk to other of your colleagues, speak with other students, get insight from what they are doing and how they manage time, and then sketch your own plan, your own schedule, and flow alongside. I love the fact that you said before you start any experiment, you make out time to plan and to visualize what the experiment is going to look like, how much of your time is going to take, and how can you break it down into smaller chunks, and then you start, and then as you do this one, you don't have to wait until the whole experiment is over before you transfer your data to this one. As this one is coming out quickly, you input your data here, and it saves a lot of time. That might be something that you might want to implement in your own PhD study as well. Or for those who are contemplating coming on board, when you get started, don't just go to the lab and then you run the experiment from beginning till the end. You enter your stuff into a piece of paper, and then you get home or you make out another time, you then begin to enter. As you get the result, immediately transfer it to the Excel sheet or to this spreadsheet, right? And then you can move on to something else. Dr. Junaid, what were the things that actually helped you, to stay focused and involved, concentrated for the 4 years that you were in the program? Because I know so well that whether you like it or not, the PhD program is very challenging. It is mentally demanding. It is so demanding academically, mentally, health-wise, and otherwise. Like you need the whole of your being to be in it. How did you manage to run the race from year 1 up until the 4th year of your PhD program, and you didn't drop out, and you didn't quit, and you didn't, have a cause for delay or extension, but you did it successfully all through the time frame, and you convoked successfully just a couple of weeks ago, and so how did you do it?
Honestly, I don't say that I consistently focused on my experiment in the same way. So there was many more frustration. So
when you say frustration, I just want to hear that. How frustrating was it for you, and what were the time points in your PhD program where you said, man, I've been frustrated, like I got, no, I can't take this anymore. This is so challenging. Was there a moment like that in your PhD?
Yeah, so there are some moment. I would say I faced some challenges with some of my experiments. I think in the first or second year of my PhD. So sometimes it happened, you are doing a high throughput experiment with a lot of samples. You don't know sometimes any silly mistake may happen from technical error, these things. And you are troubleshooting and troubleshooting one again and again, but you are not finding any solution. This thing frustrating, but eventually you discovered that okay, this is the small mistake, but it's you spend the whole week.
A whole week trying to troubleshoot that.
So it make you too much frustrated, and you will be like too much frustrated on yourself. Like why I spend so much time, I spent the whole week, but this is a silly mistake. But sometimes it happened also. You are not finding any clue how to solve an issue. So this is sometimes really frustrating.
So how did you manage your moments of frustration?
I don't know. I don't know what I did, but yeah, I felt so much disappointed at some moment. I feel like okay, I should give up everything, but then I eventually realized that okay, people are doing. So
yes, people are doing it. Yeah,
they're surviving. And I speak with many of my friends who are in maybe advanced stage of their PhD in the final year. So at the time they gave me some suggestion, advice, and they motivated me. And for the technical issue, technical problem, I discussed with my advisor and my lab members to find out the exact solution for this. So then I became much more practical. So I don't think there is any kind of prescription that make you like recover from the frustration. But automatically over the time, when you think more practically about okay, I came here for my PhD, of course I have to finish.
Yes.
So you have to be more practical. So then I about this technical issue, for troubleshooting any issue, I speak with many companies, like for example Thermo Fisher, Sigma, different companies. They are technical supportive team for finding any problem and these things.
Okay. Nice. So after all that you've been through, the level of frustration, the 4 years of your life committed to doing a PhD, and now that you are done, looking back at the journey so far, will you say it was worth it?
Yeah, of course it is worth it. So you will have so much frustration, but you will have also so much reward.
Wow.
So when you make mistake in your experiment or anything, it is frustrating, of course, but when you come back from it and troubleshoot the problem, and when you get nice clean data, this is the rewarding part.
Yeah.
So this is satisfying.
So happy about it.
Yeah.
Right? Nice. So you can say categorically that 4 years of your life doing a PhD was very, very worth it, and it is very, very rewarding, right?
Yeah, of course. So this reward, there are two ways I personally think. One is you have publication, you have degree. This is one thing. But other than this, I always feel that this is a platform we can get to a maturity, academic maturity, I would say.
Yeah.
So not only learning the technical side or academic side, it also help in different way in terms of your communication, as well as how you can translate many things, like how you troubleshoot a problem in your lab, and then this will actually, maybe if you relate this training help you in your real life. You can find you can troubleshoot any problem in your real life, because this train you not only academically, but it also make you much more mature in different way.
Nice. I like that. I like that. It's just a very open confession, because most persons feel that PhD is not worth it. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the stress and all of that. Dr. Ahmed just concluded, a 4 years program in One Health Sciences at Texas Tech University, and he is openly confessing that it was worth it. Of course, there were ups and there were down moments for you, but if you push till the end, you will get the reward. You feel fulfilled within you that you decided to start this course. Nobody forced you into the program. You enrolled by yourself, and you ran the race till the finish line. That is very, very incredible. So, Junaid, you made mention of, part of the reward that you got were like, you contributed to knowledge. You did research, you published papers, went for conferences, seminars, you did presentations here and there. I want to ask about your publication experience and how was it? Particularly, there is somebody in the publication line that is called Reviewer 2. I don't know if you came across Reviewer 2 in the course of your PhD journey. How did you manage Reviewer 2? Because their feedback on your manuscript is always, something else. How did you do that?
So to be honest, for review and their feedback and then addressing the question, it much more, I feel like that is much more dependent on the quality of writing and quality of the work and how you write.
Yeah.
So before sending, the one very honestly one good practice in our lab is that before sending in a paper, my advisor and our team, we rigorously review the paper
together in your lab, right?
Yeah. So first, initially, if I'm the first author, this is my big responsibility to make a draft and review as much as possible and upgrade the quality, and then I send to the other authors, and finally the PI, who is the corresponding author. So before sending, then we try to criticize our paper so much so that our intention is that we don't expect too much critical
critics from the reviewer,
as much as possible. So we maintain the quality from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that it was not a big issue for like from reviewer 2.
Reviewer 2.
Yeah.
Nice. That's great. Then did you go for conference and seminar presentation and all of that? How beneficial was it for you, in your PhD? And then what is your advice for those who are already in the program? Should they actually, key in to presenting papers at conference, symposium, seminars, and all of that? Is it necessary at all?
Of course necessary. So, but the stage of your PhD and your participation level, it will be different, and what are you expecting? So everything is dependent on your expectation and stage of PhD. For example, at the beginning stage, the first year or second, I think I participated in the first conference in my PhD in the second year of my PhD, I guess. So at the time, my thinking was okay, go and participate and present your research. This is the thing, and as best as I can.
Yeah.
But in the later stage, advanced stage of my PhD, then at that time my intention was quite different than the first year. At the time, my purpose was completely, honestly, I was running after idea.
Yeah.
So in the third year and fourth year of my PhD, I talked with so many students, their PIs, and my intention was to learn more about their project, their goal, and I asked them, and I learned a lot of new things from them. My only goal was to learn new things and get some idea.
Yeah.
So at the fourth year of PhD, when I participated, this is my purpose.
Yeah.
And another thing is, of course, you will learn a lot of things. By default, even if you don't want to learn, you will learn,
of course,
because of the environment. And in the final year of my PhD, I participated in a conference where I presented my research in 3-minute presentation and in a full-length presentation, and also I moderated one session. So I got opportunity to communicate and increase my network with the same professional field, and this actually helped. Frankly speaking, one professor I met there, I speak with her about, she's also working with salmonella, and recently when I saw one postdoc position available in her lab, when I reached out to her, she said, "Oh, I know you because we speak with you." This helps actually.
Nice. That's great. So great information as per why you came into the PhD program and how the journey has been. Now let's look at it now. You are done with your PhD program. You've graduated. You've attended your commencement and all of that. What next?
So I am joining as a postdoctoral fellow
Okay.
at Morehouse School of Medicine
Okay.
at Atlanta, Georgia.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's nice. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, this is very exciting. I cannot wait to join. So the work, so I will join the medical team. So there are this is medical school, and most of the PI are, I noticed they are doctor by training. So it will be a great opportunity to work with these people, and their work is also, although I will learn more about the project, but broadly it is bacteriological work what
Okay.
I have done so
Okay,
far. So
okay.
I'm excited about this.
I know my audience will be interested in getting to know what exactly did Dr. Junaid Ahmed do in your PhD. What was your PhD about? In just 1 minute,
Okay.
can you tell my audience what your PhD was about?
Okay, so my PhD work was on how bacteria, like enteric bacteria like Salmonella, how they steal energy from our gut to their survival and persistence. We get nutrient for our own survival. At the same time, our bugs in our intestine, they're stealing actually
Yeah.
nutrients for their survival. So my focus was to identify what mechanism they use for this nutrient acquisition and what pathway they have, and my research was to identify those pathway and block the pathway so that bacteria cannot utilize nutrient from our gut. So this is all about the broad concept of my research.
Nice. In 1 minute, you just heard about Dr. Junaid's PhD, what he spent 4 years of his life, demystifying. And I'm happy, he ran the race, as I said, from start till the end. Junaid, if there's any advice you have for people out there who are contemplating doing a PhD, okay, or someone who is already in the PhD program, who is greatly overwhelmed with the demands of a PhD, what would your advice be? From the experiences that you've gathered so far, what would your advice be?
Okay, for the incoming student, my advice will be they should think about what they want from the PhD. They need to find their objective of the PhD, what they want. Otherwise, it will be very challenging. If they don't know their goal, so it will be much more challenging. So it is not just okay. I just need to write a doctor before my name, or I just want to have a degree. Nothing like that. So if they are truly passionate about research, they will definitely enjoy. So they need to define actually why they want. This is the thing for incoming student.
Now, for those who are already in the program, what's your advice for them?
Those who are already in the program, they already explored how the PhD structure is. So just need to be patient and they need to enjoy. So all of the lab environment research program is different, but they need to stay calm and be patient. And as I mentioned in my previous, I would say they need to strategize their schedule to make work and life balance so that they will definitely enjoy.
Nice. One thing we haven't talked about is your relationship with your peer, and what's your advice, for students, PhD students, master students. How do you think how do you think one should relate with his or her, PI or your advisor and all of that? And of what are the tips, the tricks, and the strategies that you use to manage your relationship with your PI, and to the point that it led to you successfully concluding your PhD program within the time frame?
I would say the relation with your PI is completely dependent on how much communication you will conduct during your PhD. So if you do not talk much, I feel like it will create a distance between what typically maybe you saw in your country and I saw in my country. So as much as you can communicate
with your
PI, that could be related to your research, or maybe sometimes with outside of the academic life. When you speak with them, you will be more comfortable with talking with them, so that when you are facing any challenges with your research on anything, we can easily um, share with him so that everything will be easy going.
Yeah. So okay, so now you advise that current PhD program, current PhD student, or those who are coming into the PhD program should learn to communicate often with their with their PI or with their advisor, just as we call it here. So but in the course of you communicating with your PI often, does it ever get to a point whereby your PI feel, hey man, you got to do stuff yourself? You don't need to come again. Today you are here, tomorrow you are here. You know, initially you talked about you have to be an independent thinker. You have to be able to do stuff on your own. How do you draw the borderline between, of course, I want to communicate with my PI, I want to carry my PI along, and then at the same time, I want to be independent such that I don't, overbother my advisor? How did you create the balance?
Yeah, that's a really important question. Here, there are two things. One is your expectation and how do you want to see yourself. And another thing is related to your PI, how your PI want. So from your perspective, if you want to be more independent in terms of experiment or everything, whatever you want, if you want to do independently, then before discussing with your PI, first you need to troubleshoot anything, or you need to like writing a new protocol, completely new protocol. You can watch through different tutorial, and then you can read the literatures. You can speak with the different biotech companies technical support team, and you can prepare a draft, and then you can go to the PI so that your PI will be happy, and he will know that okay, so this is one thing at least. He make it ready so that our discussion will be advanced. But if you do not do this kind of study, if you directly go to your PI and say, hey, Dr. Smith, and I want to run this experiment, but I don't know what to do, then of course at the PhD level expectation is much more higher than your masters and everything. So at the time PI they may not be fully satisfied. Of course they will help, but the level of expectation and your impression will be different, in two different situations.
I see. Nice. So before you go to your PI, do your homework.
Yeah, initially actually I started without homework. Then I realized that also my PI, of course, honestly, he helped a lot, like to thinking. He always told me, okay, think like a scientist, not a technician. So I will of course always remember this. So before going and discussing with him, he told me that when he was in his PhD, his PI advised him similarly. Before coming to me, do some study, and then so that it will be easy for discussion. And I also tried to follow this thing. Actually, it really helped. When you study, you will have some knowledge because they have a long academic career with their PhD, postdoc, and then maybe as a faculty position for 10-15 years. And you are just entering into this position as a PhD student. So there will be huge knowledge gap. So if without studying, the discussion won't be like easygoing.
Nice. So before you approach your PI or your advisor, it is advisable that you do your own homework. Do some studies about what you want to propose to your PI, and let him or her know that, okay, this is what I'm thinking about, and these are the consultations that I've done, these are the studies that I've done, I've read this paper and I got this insight and I got this insight, and this is why I think this idea will be novel or will be good for us to embark upon. When you appear before your advisor with such conversation and preparation, it shows that you are very serious. Not that you go to your PI and ask the PI, what shall we do? When do we start? What do we do? Like there's no clarity. You've not done your own homework yourself. And one thing I've come to discover is that your PI is there to guide you and to point you in the right direction, and not to spoon feed you as an individual. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is the Godwin Pius Ohimu's YouTube channel, where we'll get to discuss about my PhD journey. And as I said earlier, I've had the incredible privilege of hosting a remarkable scholar like Dr. Junaid Ahmed, and today he has shared his experiences with us all the way from Bangladesh down to the United States. PhD in One Health Sciences at Texas Tech University. He started the race and he ran the race till the finish line. He is now a graduate, and as I said, he's going on to start a postdoctoral position with a team in Georgia. And we feel so happy because your success is our success. You just concluded not up to a month since your commencement, right? And now you are transitioning to a postdoctoral position. It gives us joy and hope that those persons who are in the program currently, of course, there's hope for them as well. So he has shared a whole lot of advice with us, and I believe you've listened carefully. If you have any question that you would like to ask Dr. Junaid Ahmed, probably concerning Salmonella, which was a key area of his PhD focus, you can do that in the comments box. I'll pass the questions to him, and once he gives a written response, I'll paste it there and share that with you as well. Dr. Junaid, it's been amazingly wonderful, getting to have this chit-chat with you, getting to know who you are, why you decided to do a PhD, and how the journey has been for you. Particularly, I love the talk about the student and advisor relationship. You said it's very, very important, and before we go appear before our advisor, we should do our best to do our homework. Do your own side of the work so that when you appear before your advisor, you have some bullets, to release. You have some ideas to share, and then you look for your PI's input, guidance, and direction. I want to say thank you so very much for being a guest on my show. I know so well that you came on board the PhD program as a father, right? No, I'm sorry. I just released a secret. You came on board the PhD program as a married man, and then you are graduating you graduated as a father. How do you feel about that? You are not just living with a PhD degree in One Health Sciences. You have a baby that you are graduating with. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it is. Sometimes it is a different feeling. I cannot express. Sometimes more rewarding, more satisfying.
Yes,
I say as a father. Yeah, of course. In the PhD life, it challenges.
Yeah.
You have a lot of ups and downs, but when you come to your family and have a little kid, it is much more satisfying, relaxing.
Satisfying. Congratulations, brother. In fact, triple congratulations to you, because Junaid convoked or he graduated, PhD in One Health Sciences. He has a baby during the PhD program. His wife also graduated PhD in One Health Sciences. So your family is, blessed with lots and lots of heavenly bounties from above, and it gives us joy. And as I said earlier, you and your family, you are a motivation and a source of encouragement to people who are behind you, because for the fact that you were able to do this, it shows that it is possible. And according to the slogan of Texas Tech University, from here, it is possible. So thank you so very much, everyone, for joining, and thank you, Dr. Junaid, for being my guest. Any closing thoughts or closing comment from you to my audience as we wind down?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me at your show.
Thank you.
And I think everything is possible, as Godwin mentioned.
Yeah.
Try hard and enjoy your work. Definitely, you will be successful.
Try hard and enjoy your work. I think you get that clearly. Try hard and enjoy your work is very, very important. It's not about the pursuit of happiness, but happiness in the pursuit. What the enjoyable moment you get to have during your PhD program is long lasting. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we'll draw the curtain today. I want to thank you so much for joining us. Please do well to like, do well to subscribe, and do well to share. And let's continue the conversation in the comment box. Until I come your way again, I remain your brother and friend, Godwin Pius Uhemu. Bye for now.